What is the mindset? Like, why we are going outside, why you are coming here to build business?
I cannot comment for yourself. I can comment for our business. The situation is India is growing pretty fast, and it is the fastest and best grower among the big economies.
How you describe the Indian mindset when it comes to money, credit, savings?
The attitude of common average Indian to getting a loan, this attitude is not easy. People can turn to their family members or their friends to get some financial support.
So do you feel that India is the easiest place where the finance is easily accessible?
We are playing in the loan field. In the loan field, yes, it is easily accessible. Still, my understanding that
You're in Bengaluru. Have you bargaining with auto drivers in Bengaluru?
of course I do. He was telling me like 300. I was telling him 200. And then I was thinking, okay, I got a good deal. But right now I know he's telling me 300. I'm telling him 50.
George, welcome to the Founder's Dream.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to India.
Thank you very much.
How are you, George?
Well, I'm fine. So I'm fully accustomed here, living here in Bangalore for more than 2.5 years.
George, I want to start this discussion in the other note. Why other note? Because I'm doing almost 200, 300 podcast in a quarter. I'm meeting lot many founders. Now, what is our conversation between both of us? Like, we want to go outside from India and build a business in US, UK, Dubai, and any other foreign countries. But when we are going out and you are coming in India, what is the mindset? Like, why India only? Why we are going outside? Why you are coming here and to build in building a business?
Well, I cannot comment for yourself because I don't know like what is driving you outside. Maybe kind of you are already so high in your revenue stream locally that you cannot grow, I don't know, twice, and that's why you are doing international expansion. I can comment for our business and for myself. You see, the situation is pretty the same across the world because I'm in international business for more than 15 years. Working outside of my native country. The situation is the following. The countries are growing fast at a certain phase of their economic life. So, for instance, India is growing pretty fast and it is the fastest and the best grower among the big economies. We don't take into account, I don't know, some guys like Ethiopia, like smaller guys. But like if we take the largest economies like India, China, US, European Union as a whole, of course, India is the leader. And kind of my personal expectations, and if we follow different macroeconomic forecasts, so India will be number one in the growth pace at least for next 10 years. So we believe that coming here and joining this growth pace will pay back. That we can build really high scalable business because once you're building any B2C, first thing you're looking at is the number of people. Even if you kind of are not serving everyone, even if for instance you are serving only, I don't know, lower middle class or total middle class, or even you're serving solely, I don't know, high net worth individuals, still by any measurement, India will be leading within 2, 3, 4 years. We understand it. I think everyone understands. So, and frankly speaking, what I would also stress that comparing to some African countries, it is pretty secure from the kind of personal life point of view, because you understand, to run a business in a comfortable way, well, you need some personal life to go well.
Correct. Absolutely. So all Indians people, like those who do not understand like India is growing or not, I think you have given the great answer. We are going to be fastest developed country in the entire world.
Yes, so China is slowing down, India is keeping its pace. I cannot comment on the overall size of the economy, on the GDP, but the growth is definitely here for the coming years.
Just day before yesterday, I had done one podcast with one 22-year-old guy. So I asked him like, why are you going to US to get the clients when we have good clients in India? But you have answered it very well.
Okay, and what was his mindset? Why he's going to US?
He thought there is some government complications are there, regulations are too tough in India, so that's why I want to go US. But you are here, and I think you didn't face any kind of regulation challenges.
Okay, I don't know what was here like 20 years ago, because I understand it was some substantial kind of easing up on the economy side in the late 90s or like around millennium. So once I arrived, I don't see any tough bureaucracy. Yes, maybe there is a bit on the, let's say, personal expat's life regarding visas and so on, but it's not about the business. Business doesn't suffer. So, I mean, if you are kind of doing a proper setup, you do like GST registration, you are paying the taxes, you're doing, I don't know how it's called, a shop registration of your office and so on, we don't see any kind of wrong treatment from the local government. Everything goes fine. Well, this is my personal view. I cannot comment for the other industries. I don't know, maybe if you're in manufacturing, there could be some tougher regulations, or I don't know, maybe in the food production, definitely it should be, or in some drugs production, because it makes impact on the health of the citizens. But in the financial services, everything is fine.
So George, when you, I think 2012, so 2022 you arrived in India, right?
Yes, the first time I came to India, it was August 22. So I came for initial negotiations with a potential financial partner. So their office is based in Gurgaon. So I arrived to Delhi and spent there approximately a week to kind of agree that they can sign a contract with us and so on. Because we are like a marketing company, we are not owners of any regulated license, we're not owners of the balance sheet. Once I say we have in financial services, because we're selling the product is a loan, but it is finally sold to financial partners book, not to my book, but like to yours book. So yes, it was pretty. The first impressions were pretty. I can't say complicated, but they were diverse, because Gurgaon itself, like somehow it looks like, in some places it looks like Dubai, because I mean modern skyscrapers, like very kind of wide like roads properly maintained and so on. But in some places, I don't know, like it's a puzzle. Some, I don't know, former farmers houses or something like that, which are really side by side. Let's say, I don't know, rural India aside of modern construction buildings and so on. That's why I didn't have like just a fully aligned impression. I was a bit confused how it can happen. But I guess you've been in Gurgaon, you understand what you're saying, what I'm saying about.
Right, right. So why you choose Bengaluru?
Yes, this is a good question. I had kind of a fully open field, because I am one of the founders, and where to set up office, where to set up a company, I could go anywhere. I could go to Mumbai, I could go to Gurgaon, Kolkata, Chennai, anywhere. So I've been in Delhi on this trip, and October 22, around Diwali time, me and my wife, we came here. So yes, it was a bit of heavy raining, and sometimes I was not able to get a cab. But overall, I liked the city center. I don't, frankly, I do not care much about traffic in Bangalore. People complain, but why they complain? Because they travel long distance. If you don't travel long distance, if you travel 3, 4, 5 kilometers, it is fully fine. It's everywhere in the world. In the city center, it's heavy traffic. And so overall, I understood that affordability of the offices, affordability of the workforce is absolutely the same. So, and that time, frankly speaking, I think the prices for the office space were lower here because it started really growing 23, 24. The same as the apartments rent and so on. So in end of 22, from let's say budget point of view, it was a good place. And from the climate, personal life point of view, I think it is the best place in India because I mean you cannot run business from a small town like Uti. Of course, Uti is much better for expats, but I cannot run business. So I was making a choice between Mumbai, Bangalore, and Gurgaon. So I had some thoughts about Hyderabad, but frankly, I didn't arrive there. And I didn't make any comparison. I didn't run any negotiations with, I don't know, landlords to understand what is really the quality of the office space versus the price.
While talking to you, George, I understood one thing in 15 minutes. If you will see obstacles, you will see obstacles only. If you will see opportunity, you will see only opportunities.
Once I see obstacle, I try to find a way because it's like you see like it's not, cannot be an eternal fence. So somewhere there is a gate. You should either go left or you should go right or you should call someone like, could you cut me the gate over here straight where I'm standing? No, because in India it is possible. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you experienced in, I think, Nigeria also, right? Nigeria, Africa, and
I
all.
lived for 2.5 years in Nigeria.
So Nigeria, Africa, and Indian people have some kind of similarities, or all are different.
Well,
Any lifestyle similarities?
maybe Europeans can consider that Nigerians and Indians are like alike. It's not. It's not. But you see, because while staying in Nigeria, I also traveled to Kenya, to Ghana, I mean, for the business trips and so on. As for me, India has more similarities with the other African countries, but not Nigeria. Nigeria is pretty aggressive from the cultural point of view. First of all, like if there is some, let's say, disagreement in the office and so on, in the group here in India, what people would do, they would not go into a conflict. They would try to find some tolerant way how to solve it. In Nigeria, it's not. They are much more straightforward. They will not kind of finish a meeting. They will kind of express their disagreement openly. So I mean, and this is pretty different. So they are, and of course, I'm saying about, let's say, middle class and upper class people. I don't know how, like, what happens. I don't know if the cab drivers go into disagreement. You understand? I'm about office life. So this is kind of the major cultural difference. Because all the rest is just, I think, the consequences. They are much more aggressive to get the results as soon as possible. Over here, I see the people are much more calm. Yes, they set personal goals, I mean, family goals, company goals, but they're not as aggressive as in Nigeria. Like from business point of view, it's the main difference. Of course, it leads in Nigeria to some, let's say, harmful consequences sometimes, because we can get some criminal activity because they want to get to the final point as soon as possible, kind of not paying attention to the law. But at the same time, they are extremely creative because they want to, I don't know, get to this point. So like if it's not possible to cut a gate, they will dig something below, or you understand. So they are much more creative than Indians and Europeans. So I mean, this nation, from let's say, from the way to find, from the point of view to find their way, they're pretty strong and aggressive. But over here, you have much better education. I mean, the opportunities for the local people to get into some science, into some really research and development spheres. Uh, it's much more affordable here than in there. There, most of them have to travel abroad if they can afford. What else I would stress? What's interesting, because it was my perception before I arrived that English is kind of widely spread, that everyone speaks here, because it was based on my African experience, like in Nigeria or Ghana. It turned out that English is less spread here. Yes, like most people understand, but this kind of level of so usually if you don't take well-educated graduates, if you take some common people on the street, they speak less. They don't speak as well as Nigerians do. I don't know why. It is just kind of my impression, what I've seen. So on the and one more important thing, what makes absolute difference, but from the any African country compared to India, that India has its own religion, because anyhow Hindu was kind of coming from India. Yes, it can be spread to the other countries now, but it survived under the pressure of Islam, Christianity, whatever, let's say, foreign religions and missionaries were coming here. Because in Nigeria, maybe 5% of the population, which and most of them are very low level, they follow some tribal faiths, and frankly, like anyone in the upper society, they just don't know what were the faiths of their ancestors 300 years ago. Because first they got some Islamic, I can't say invasion, but a lot of missionaries coming, and then they got Christianity from the British, and their own faiths, they almost disappeared.
George, you are doing business from last 3 years in India, right? So, like, how you describe the Indian mindset when it comes to money, credit, savings, and how you understood it? Because still Indian people are thinking about, like, they have understood the money, savings, credit line or not, but it's not just 3 years. So, in your eye,
Still the attitude of like common average Indian, I mean maybe 30, 35, even 40-year-old, to getting a loan, this attitude is not easy. It's not as easy in US or like anywhere in Europe. I cannot comment about, I don't know, China or Philippines. And it is not as easy like in Africa. But you see, in Africa, they have less family focused mindset. Over here, people can turn to their family members or their friends to get some financial support,
right?
usually. And it is not considered something shameful if, like, you are my cousin, I'm calling you, bro, like, I need 1 lakh money this week because my wife needs something. If you have, of course, you'll support, and I'll give you back, I don't know, in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. In Nigeria, like, the despite the, I mean, the families are large and so on, but they are not much turning to each other. They are kind of more used to the coming to some lenders to get a loan from the lender. So over here, I understand that it's more common to come to some close circle support. At the same time, the main difference is price sensitivity. It's not about the income level. because the like okay, India maybe on average Indians are earning a bit more than Nigerians earn, but like if we take even middle class people, they're very price sensitive with any financial products. Like once you explore where you should place, I don't know, even 1 lakh or 1 crore, it doesn't matter, of your free money, what you have on your savings account, definitely you will make the proper research. You will not just place with SBI because it's next door. No, you will have a look, and I don't know, some of the maybe even cooperative, some local Bangalorean bank providing a rate of plus 2.5% compared to SBI will be your final choice. So in Nigeria, kind of they are less price sensitive. Again, I cannot comment. I think it's something cultural. So over here, people value their money much more. Once it's your money, you have some deposits, or once it's your future money, what you have to pay back to some lender, it's the same.
While talking to you, you have done a very deep research about India, all kind of bro, give me 1 lakh money, and all banks, NBFCs, cooperative banks, and everything. I think you have studied a lot before coming, or it was just a journey and you got it.
It was just a journey. Some things are new for me, and I can kind of study them, I don't know, a week ago. So because like we, of course, we were looking for different financial partners, and initially in 2022, like before I arrived to Gurgaon, we had different internal discussions. Should we talk to a scheduled commercial bank? Should we talk to NBFC? Should we talk to cooperative bank, or maybe to small finance bank? To whom should we talk as a kind of the core financial partner? That's why I mean, we explored the differences, and afterwards, once we signed the deal with our NBFC partner, still I had many negotiations and many discussions in Bangalore, in Mumbai, in some other places with other players with different types of licenses. That's why I mean, I understand more or less how the financial sector works in India, and what are the pros and cons coming to this player, this player, this player. And also we made, I don't know, I don't remember, like maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe even more interviews with potential clients to like, it was not solely about testing the prototype, because of course we built this software, we built the prototype to show like and to get the feedback, like is it clear, is it not clear, is it confusing for the potential customer. But we also had some part of, let's say, social talks with the same people, and also I was pretty curious to talk to everyone, like from the marketing agencies, from the like financial partners, from to get feedback from anyone. That's how I built my understanding.
So still, and many people in India prefer savings rather than borrowing some money. So the mindset is shifting for the Gen Z millennial people or not?
So regarding Gen Z habits and whether they are changing, well, first, it was my really surprise. It was one of the surprises once we did the research that overall attitude to loans is a bit negative. I cannot say it's a shame, but people prefer to avoid doing it, and they prefer to pay back as soon as possible in order to get a relief that there is no duty pushing them and so on, rather than staying indebted like Americans do for generations. And my impression is the following. Because I mean, yes, majority of our customers are between 29 to maybe 35 or 40-year old. Of course, we have some younger, we have some elder, but this is kind of the core. So seems like there are two subsets. Some people are really following this mindset that, okay, if some emergency comes or maybe some important event should be funded and I don't know, I'm living currently in Bangalore, I need to support my parents, I cannot get any, let's say, personal support from their side, I better go for a loan, but as soon as possible I pay it back. So there is one pattern of behavior. But there is also another pattern which is following from the nature of our product, because it's not a personal loan, it is a revolving line of credit, and you don't need really to get kind of a full debt. So once you you feel that there is some lack of money to I don't know, to finance some event or to buy some goods, then you use the product. Till then, I mean, the loan limit sits on your mobile lazy, and it is not creating any extra kind of pressure from psychological point of view.
So, George, what is the unique selling point in Viva Money?
So I would say this is the revolving nature of the product. So it is building kind of a flexibility for the customer. They don't need to take the full loan limit, because you see how overall lenders behave. If they say, okay, you're a good customer, they instead of, and you asked, I don't know, for 2 lakh, instead of giving you 2 lakh, they give you 5. And usually uh, you're either taking 5 or you take 0. So our product, even like if we assign you a loan limit higher than you initially requested, you just take as much as you need. For instance, you need 50K, you are getting 2 lakh approved loan limit, you use straight 50K, you don't spend more. So once you pay back, you can take it again and again. Maybe sometime in the future, in I don't know, in a year, you will need to withdraw 1 lakh and you do it.
Wow. So, what is the charges? Interest rates?
If you pay back within a grace period, because we provide a grace period, like it is 20 days after the calendar year is over, so you pay zero. You pay zero interest to us.
Wow. So, do you feel that India is the easiest place where the finance is like accessible, easily accessible?
Yes and no. So it depends on type of the product. I mean, we are playing in the loan field. In the loan field, yes, it is easily accessible due to the government efforts. Because frankly speaking, very few countries have so good digital infrastructure like India has. Because, I mean, Aadhaar, like all the biometric systems which were built on top of it, they allow to get different types of services. Like, of course, like fintechs are the leaders in this field. There are really few banks who allow doing like fully remote account opening, fully remote application for a fresh customer. Because of course the banks will allow you, if you're already running a savings account with them for a couple of years, to apply via the app. But if you came via internet, like yesterday, usually they will not even consider your application at all. Or they will ask you to have some personal meeting, or they will send an agent for the field verification and so on. While fintechs allow, like us, allow the customer to do everything remotely, because overall RBI allows. That's why kind of in this field it's fine. Still, my understanding that on the deposit side, on the current and savings account side, it's a bit tougher. But I think it is, we don't play there. I understand maybe it's regarding some anti-money laundering, like rules or something like that. And also cross-border payments are not easy, even for both for private individuals, for the legal entities. There are a lot of paperwork and regulation, and and also like some, let's say, taxation regarding, I think it's 7 lakh limit, right? You cannot spend more abroad. After that, you are charged about 20% withholding tax from the government. I may be mistaken, but like those things they are specific to India. I mean, US, or I don't know, like French citizen, they're not paying any taxes to their governments if they spend money in India.
So George, you tell me one more thing. Like, is fintech making India richer or riskier?
Again, it depends on the point of view, so I should be kind of honest with you. What is the risk? The initial fintech is solving the risk. It is mitigating the risk what the citizens may have, and what this type of the risk we are solving. If some emergency happens and really like your family members cannot support you today, tomorrow, or day after. For instance, they can accumulate the required amount only by end of the week. And sorry, I don't know, someone got into a hospital, and for some daily care, some amount should be paid today. I mean, what do you do? Better you come and apply for a loan. You get the loan within 30 minutes from different players, not solely from Viva, and you solve it, and then you get some support from your family, and somehow it is paid back soon, rather than someone is suffering because like his relatives cannot afford the service. So that's how, as for me, the emergency, that's how we support the citizens, we support the customers. But of course, uh, like it's the kind of human behavior. Some people can misuse everything. I don't know, like if you take just simple kitchen knife, you can just use it to cut some veg, or you can use it to kill someone. Same story with everything. So if you take a loan, and if the some kind of a customer is addicted to something, uh, of course he will misuse the loan amount. He will not pay us back, even if, like, let's say some not bad addictions. Let's take gamers. uh, I mean, they're not making any much harm to anyone. They're just making harm to their financial health, because I know they spend something in the online gaming. They buy some expensive items, and they need to get more money to buy some more items. You understand?
Any one story you have which surprised you from the Indian consumers?
Okay, I cannot say for the whole market, but like some of the customers, like our customers, could be really behaving in a very strange manner. For instance, you apply, you get a loan, and within, I don't know, 5 days, you're calling back and you're asking for some moratorium. 5 days? Usually, I mean, you know what's happening in your life, and like why you are getting money, why you are spending it if you cannot afford to pay back. But like, so I mean, this is from, let's say, negative side. Sometimes it happens. We don't understand the patterns of behavior, why people do it this way. Or like, again, it was pretty surprising. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's just the cultural thing what is happening over here in India. We have much less girls, I mean, overall female customers are much less than we expected. So it, like, yeah, we knew that women's participation in the labor force is lower than average in the world. But we thought, oh, usually women are very reliable customers. They pay, like if you take international experience, if, I don't know, someone's mother or someone's sister, they take a loan, they are much more reliable than men. They pay back very well. Because they usually bear in mind that it makes impact on the family and so on. Over here, based on our experience, it is pretty surprisingly different. Women are not paying back better than men, more or less on the same level, usually substantially better. Like, I don't know, like if you take 100 men and 100 women, so repayment behavior always in favor of women. In India, it's not the same. But at the same time, we acknowledge that some of female customers could be coming to us not because they want to get alone themselves. It could be family driven, like father or husband is asking for some money and they cannot reject this request and they are coming. Yeah, of course, we make underwriting based on her profile. For instance, she's a salaried professional working in some marketing agency and we provide a loan to her. And of course, we cannot verify that it's really like her husband already spent this money and right now he is saying, okay, wait, don't pay them. So once I get some salary, I'll give you. Don't spend your own money. We cannot make any impact in such situations. No, but this is extremely surprising pattern. It's not. It was not happening with me anywhere. Moreover, we were trying to target women because I mean, once you do different marketing campaigns on Meta, I mean, you can definitely try to achieve certain target audience. It turns out that like those customers whom we reached, they were not so much inclined to get a loan. So female attitude to getting a loan is much more conservative rather than the man attitude. And overall, for us, it was much more expensive to get women customers rather than men customers if we do targeting campaigns. So I mean, this is the kind of our findings for our customer segment. I cannot comment for overall India because we do provide our services in the urban areas only. I don't know. Maybe in the rural areas, women are different, but I can say only my experience.
So, George, how credit history works in your ecosystem for any individual guy?
Credit history is a pretty important trigger because, like, first of all, we don't do any NTC. We don't do any new to credit. It's not. It's not because we. Okay, let me step back. So Viva is not running kind of full scale business across India yet. So NTC will be one of the future segments which we are gonna add to our sales funnel and which we will test and see how they behave. So as of now, if you don't have any credit history with any of the bureaus, it's straight rejected. And if you had some history, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, then we can consider you.
So, what is your next plan? What is your next move? Like, how you do a scalable business in entire India?
We were scaling up slightly, let's say steadily, for the reason that, I mean, initially we started only in 2 states, Karnataka here and Gujarat. So we wanted to take like one state from the north, one state from the south to test the water because, I mean, whatever you get the data from, let's say we were buying data from TransUnion, from the other credit bureaus to understand the customer behavior, but it is not real life. You know, it's like you're watching TV. You're not really going to Carbon Park. You're just watching how it looks like. And once the pilot was over, we made expansion to a couple of more states, to Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu right now. I means right now Maharashtra was added last summer in June. Tamil Nadu we added this March. And the issue is pretty simple. Yes, we are looking forward to be pan-Indian, but at the same time, we understand that we should provide a proper customer support and the quality, let's say, response time from our customer support, from our telesales, should be sufficient to cover so and so customers. Because we don't want to get complaints that they cannot reach us, I don't know, half a day, no one is picking up a call, no one is responding on the chats, they don't understand how to use the product or something like that. Or maybe they are facing some issues with disbursals. I mean, I don't know, they are trying to make a disbursal, something is not going, or they are trying to make a repayment back to us, something is not going, and they need the support. So this is the first situation. I mean, first we are strengthening up the operations and IT systems in order that we can support like 1 lakh or 2 lakh customers, because currently we have about 35,000 I mean borrowers who are,
35,000. It's good
yes,
number.
it's not much at all. So I mean, we're scaling up our capacity to provide a proper service level, and well, I hope that our customers are happy with our service level, and we can expand.
Wow. So I think wish you all the best, sir. I think you can do so many things in India.
What are your kind of personal experiences with fintech? Like where did you have maybe any loans, or maybe you placed some deposits via peer-to-peer platforms or something like
I
that?
think NBFC have a challenge in the repayments. I think when the NBFC scales, the repayment collection is very tough.
Of course, it was for a simple reason that NBFCs are providing kind of access to credit to wider number of customers. Banks are much more selective, but at the same time, if NBFCs set their risk rules properly, they are not in danger. I don't see. Okay, yeah, some of the players, of course, they can go bust because they don't manage the risk, and I cannot comment about the risk teams, like why they did this way and so on. But at the same time, I think everyone is using the same tools for collection. Banks, NBFCs, everyone starts from the soft collection, means outbound calls, SMS and WhatsApp messages. If the customer is not responsive, then the people do some kind of legal notice, sending out kind of a warning, saying like, dear sir, like, I don't know, 30, 40, whatever days passed since your payment was due, and you are avoiding us, and you're not picking up our calls. So like, if you don't pay back, we will go to the court, something like that. Because some customers, okay, the story is pretty simple. In some segments, the customers consider that the penalty charges what NBFCs and the banks are uh, taking from them are low, and they are fine to pay the penalty charges and use the money kind of really longer than the agreed schedule. It is not because they are kind of criminals, but for them, I don't know, paying 50 or 60 or 70% per annum on top as a penalty charge could be fine, because I don't know, the other sources of funds they can get, they are much more expensive. So they compare, and they say, okay, better I pay back later in 2 months, so I'll pay back with all the penalties, rather than I go to him and get a loan, what, I don't know, 500%, because I mean, some informal loan shark where they can get it.
Correct. So George, I think one funny question I would like to ask with you. You're in Bengaluru, and I think you have seen so many videos with fighting with auto drivers. Have you bargaining with auto drivers in Bengaluru?
Of course I do, but there is no need to fight. So the main story, you agree the price upfront. So if someone is telling me, I don't know, cab driver, auto driver, so please, let's go. I'm telling him, wait, let's agree how much I owe you, after you drive me to my place. So once we agree the price, then it is fully fine. I mean, I have never seen that someone is trying to kind of to say, no, you promised me 500 once we agreed on 200. But frankly speaking, once I came, he was telling me like 300. I was telling him like 200. He was telling me 250. And then I was thinking, okay, I got a good deal. But right now I know he's telling me 300, I'm telling him 50. Yes, and then we come to some I don't know 100 or 150, what is more closer to the median, to the middle. Because once I arrived to India, I mean, I was not used to such bargaining, like, because it's a cultural. You understand?
Now you're a good negotiator.
Well, I taught from my wife. She has been in India, I think, 10 times on in different tourist destinations before we relocated here, and she has much more experience on the streets, talking to people, bargaining, and so on. So I mean, once she was asking me, okay, you came back. How much you paid to him? I told him. I'm telling like 250. What? It's worth a maximum 100. Why you are paying 250?
Correct. So it is a fun for you. It's fun.
Yes, yes. Usually it's fun. So sometimes it could be a language barrier, but not in Bangalore. For instance, in Mysore, once we are coming there, sometimes yes, taxi drivers they may not speak English, and they're I don't know calling some shopkeeper to assist them to understand what I am asking them, where I am asking them to go, and so on.
Okay. So which food you like in Bengaluru? South Indian food.
Okay. So overall, I prefer sweets. I prefer sweets for the reason that I don't really regarding, let's say, the other dishes which are not sweet. I am enjoying what we call in our Slavic culture black bread, what is locally called, I think, ragi bread or ragi paratha. You understand those dark brown ones, because the taste really resembles what we have in our culture.
Have you ever tried gulab jamun?
Definitely yes. I tried a lot of different Indian sweets, and yes, I had gulab jamun many times, because sometimes my team members, if they're celebrating something, they can bring gulab jamun to the office and share. But I believe you have the same, right? If I don't know, it's a birthday or some wedding or something celebrated in the office, they bring sweets.
Correct, correct. So some of your entire Indian experience in just one word.
It's not about experience. This is really what I admire in India most, and it is called Chandrayaan. Because I think this is the major achievement of the country, sending a satellite to the moon, landing it successfully, and spending so small budget on it. Because I mean, it is kind of worldwide well known that the budget spent is much lower than Chinese spent, Russian spent, American spent on the same missions. So mission is successful. It's proving that, I mean, Indian science is moving in the proper direction. So I really admire it. I didn't know the date of the landing, sorry, mooning or how you call it. But my team, like, they told me, boss, we should switch on TV now. Told them, okay, what's that? They're saying, okay, we're coming closer to landing to the moon. I remember it was, I think, August 23, right?
So George, thank you so much for coming in this show, and I wish you all the best. Like you should get so many customers, scalable and reliable product. So thank you again. Thank you so much again.
We'll do our best. Yeah, thank you.